I would love to know what you learned about your team in defeat after what you've learned about them in 4 wins, and how that differs, or how it's informed you about your squad you've got, your team.
What I said to the players, that if you win, it's not everything perfect, and if you lose, it's not that everything has gone wrong. I think we need to be steady and consistent in some of the things we do. And what I really liked is that the team went to play and win a game of football even after 88 minutes. And if you see the celebration, how quickly we come back to the center spot to continue, that's what a winning team looks like. In the end, we didn't manage to bring it over the line then. But I think, watching the game over, that there are some very positive bits that we can build upon.
Millwall were a difficult side. We know that, a team in form in a difficult place. I guess the one thing is managing the lead. You know, going 1-0 up, how they managed the game, and going to 2-2 and not getting the point. What can they take from that about what they need to do when that happens again?
I think that those games are going to come up again, and for us, in those moments towards the end, when we start to get tired, which is normal if that's the third game of a week, we need to stick to our structure. And the closer we get to our own goal, the structure is always the same. And if we are 2 yards off here and then need to compensate another 2 or 3 yards from a different position, this is something that we need to get better at. And then we still want to win football games, but the structure is what brings us a game over the line, and then at least take 1 point away.
Flynn Downs said something very interesting to me yesterday about how, like other players have said, your detail of what you're doing with them is extremely good. But he also said with an element of giving you freedom from the detail, which is almost idiosyncratic. So can you talk to me about how that is from your side, like how you get the players to express themselves whilst having structure? Because if you can get that, that's the perfect balance, isn't it?
Well, what they need to know is what's coming up in a game. They need to know what solutions might be on the table, and then being able to choose. And it's always going to be a balance of structure and freedom. And what we try to prepare in the best way to give an idea of how a game can unfold, and then within those spaces and within those situations, give freedom to the players to make the best possible decision.
One thing I haven't asked you ever is, how are you in the dressing room with the players, like when you're not happy? Are you someone who goes crazy? Are you a manager who just focuses on the detail of the structure and what they need to do better? Or is it a balance of both? How do you do the sort of what we call in England the carrot and the stick? You know, how you balance it?
The first thing for me, the changing room is for the players. So obviously on match days, I happen to be in there before and after the game. But for me, that place is for the players, especially here at the training ground. Obviously, there's always emotions after a game, and this is for myself as it is for the players. And I think that very immediate reaction very often comes out of an emotion. And the good thing is that after, we always have a couple of days to watch over. And then when we met on the first day, we were very clear on what went well, what we need to improve upon. And I think it is important to have a certain steadiness in victory and defeat. And again, it's not everything perfect if we do win games, and not everything is bad from a structure point if we should not come away with 3 points, but we need to know why, and this is my job.
Yeah, and I think that if you can be consistent in defeat and victory, I think that almost helps the players, doesn't it? Because it helps them put things in perspective, and you just move on and deal with it rather than sit on it and waste your energy.
Yes.
Because I think that's an asset. So is that a thing for you that you're learning about yourself in these weeks, that you need to be that consistency for everybody around, whatever's happening? Or is that you anyway?
I would consider myself quite consistent, not to get carried away too much in one or the other direction. Again, I think we need to understand why certain moments in a game go in our favor and certain moments don't. We need to be able to learn out of those moments. Again, I think that we played a very decent game against a good side. That one is done, and now full focus is on Birmingham.
What's the injury situation? Have you got any good news from last week to this week or not?
So Ori got another 45 minutes in his legs on Tuesday. That was very important. Mats is going to still take a little bit longer. Elias is going to take a little bit longer. Shea will have his first training session with the team quite soon, but again will take a little bit longer to be involved in a matchday squad. Positive news is that Samadosi had his first session, also a big session on Wednesday. Ross is going to take a little bit longer, and Damien is not at 100% yet.
Thank you. When you look at Birmingham, we know they're an ambitious club who have got promoted and have done a little mini unbeaten run going into this game. Another team we suspect to play 4-2-3-1 like you've had recently. How do you view them as a side?
Very well organized side. I think an excellent manager. If you look at last season, to get promoted with 111 points, I think is outstanding. To only lose 14 games in 80 that he has managed so far is outstanding. But we are Southampton. We play at St. Mary's, and we will do everything to win the game tomorrow.
Thank you for your time.